So why are the H.Club Awards important?
Okay, so first of all, I'm a huge fan of the hospital. I always have been, very proud to be a founder member. And everything about the hospital and the awards themselves is about the celebration of creativity and the bringing together of different people from across the creative industries. And when people from different parts of the industry come together, incredibly interesting things always happen.
Yep. And what does creativity mean to you?
Oh, creativity means so many different things to me. I think it's about innovation. I think it's about clashing things together that you might not have expected. It's surprising, it's emotional, it's engaging, it's awe-inspiring. It makes you have a physical, emotional reaction.
What makes great creativity?
What makes great creativity? Well, it's almost an impossible question to answer because I think creativity means so many different things to so many different people. But the thing that I love is the fact that everybody is creative. Even those people that don't think that they are, there is something in each and every one of us. And it's a gene that we sometimes forget, but I know we're not forgetting it at the Hospital Awards because it's a celebration of creativity in all its guises.
And what do you think creativity in business means? How can we be more creative in business?
I think creativity in business is incredibly important. And actually, it was one of the things IBM did some research a few years ago that actually was the number one thing that CEOs were looking for in business. Why does it matter? Why is it important? Because at the heart of it, creativity is about innovation. It's about trying new things. It's about being disruptive. And I think when you do those things in business, actually good things come from it, and you usually will succeed as a result.
Why do you think the UK is such a hub of creativity, both in the business and also generally in a great creative industry?
Oh, the UK is oozing with creativity. I think we've always been brilliant at it. And I think that as a country, we've been a little bit shy about saying how great we are. And if you look across all the different parts of the creative industries, we are literally rock stars and we are leading the world. And I remember when we had the Olympics, I was just thinking that if we had an Olympic Games for creativity, we would get all the gold medals in the world for it. There is no question. I think one of the reasons, it's just built into our DNA. We're not a very big country, so we've always had to we bump into people physically. And I think when people bump into each other and they're in the different hubs and the different clusters, and they force different ideas to come together, and that sometimes can happen accidentally or people can be brought together, that's when really interesting things happen.
Facebook must be a really creative place to work. What are the creative things that you do here that are really inspiring others?
I think at Facebook it's very much about our culture. It's a culture of hacking, it's a culture of innovation, and it's also a culture of celebrating failure. And that's not a very British thing, but we actually have signs up in the office that say fail hard. And it's almost like an anathema to me as a Brit to think about, oh, how do you fail hard? But actually that's at the essence of creativity. It's about being curious, it's about trying things in a new and a different way, and interesting things will happen, and learning from the failures. Yeah. That's the most important thing.
I want about CIC. So a lot of the things you're doing there is to try and pull down the barriers that are facing people and being more creative. What are you doing there to really try and do that?
I'm incredibly proud of the work that the Creative Industries Council has done over the last few years. Why? Because now for the first time the industry comes together with one voice and is really clear about what it means to work in a creative industry in the UK, and also more importantly what it means in terms of the contribution that the creative industries are making to the UK as well. So the figures that we have come out is that the creative industries in the UK are growing faster than any other part of the economy. That's amazing. That we're employing millions of people, that we're creating more jobs, more growth, and also, crucially, that the creative industries are contributing £8.8 million every single hour to our GDP. Now, these are very strong figures, and these are figures that we should be really proud at. But we're not satisfied because there is so much more that we can do. There's stuff that the industry can do within itself, but there's also more work that we can do with government, and we have a very clear set of asks in our Create UK strategy that's now 1 year old.
Yeah. You've mentioned in the past that in order to be more creative, we need to think about marrying the arts and the sciences. What do you think we should be doing more, either as businesses or within the country, to really sort of support this?
I think it first of all starts with education. I think there are thousands, tens of thousands of young people out there who don't realise that a world in the creative industries is something that's right for them. There might be scientists or engineers that had never even occurred to them that actually they could do incredible things in the creative industries. So the first thing I think we need to be clear about is what are the jobs that actually exist, and sharing those with career departments, because some of them are jobs that haven't even been invented yet. That's part of the challenge of kind of this fast-paced, crazy world that we live in today. But the second thing as well is the fact that there was a piece of work done by the IPA, the Institute of Practitioners in Advertising, who actually looked at some of the most successful people in advertising had been those that used both the left and the right side of the brain, or diagonal thinkers.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get more vocal about the fact that the creative industries isn't just about using one side of the brain, it's both sides of the brain. And like everything with creativity, when you bash those two things against each other, that's when really brilliant thinking comes. So I think we need to be more vocal.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today, Nicola. We really appreciate it. It's been great talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.